Hi. Hi guys, how are you? Um, I'm here again. I have 20 or 30 minutes before, I have about 20 or 30 minutes before my next appointment. So I want to take your questions. Let me know if anybody has questions here. Live Q&A. I want to take questions. Any question that you have on things we have already covered and you want to ask questions, please feel free to post your questions. Please remember things we've covered, but you have questions or any doubts or any concerns you have, please post your questions. I'll acknowledge your questions and I will answer them. Joseph in Bafo says, beautiful people, hope you're all good. Yes, we're good. Let me lower my TV, sir. All right. Victor Udosin, if I come to Canada, say, how can I see you? We can always see each other. There are people who I have assisted who came to Canada and we haven't met. Canada is so big, huh? Oh my God, it's so huge. The whole of Nigeria will probably be about the whole of Ontario, right? Canada is so big, but it's always possible. There are 10 provinces in Canada and 3 territories. 10 provinces and 3 territories. I have only been to 3 provinces so far out of the 10. Guys, I haven't been to 7 other provinces. So when you come, if you are in Ontario, we can always meet. Guys, if you are in Ontario, we can always meet. I'm planning to do a trip to British Columbia, where we have Vancouver, close to Washington State. And I'm also planning to go to Alberta to visit. I have a lot of friends there, so I'm planning to visit. But when you do come to Canada, we can always plan a meet, okay? Udoson, I hope that answers your question. Salam Soga, hi to you as well. Josie Nuela, what is the best way to come to Canada? There's no best way. Okay, the best way to come to Canada for me will be coming to Canada without having to go through burden of spending. So if you could, there are so many of them. I can't just think that, okay, Josie Nuela, from your name, you are female, right? You are female. Let me answer your question. Josie, if you don't have, say, an education that allows you to come to Canada, but you have a spouse who is highly educated and could come in, that is another easy way to come to Canada. You could come on the ticket of your spouse. So in my case, my wife came on my ticket. What it means is that, Josie, you don't have to do any work. Your husband, if you're married, or if you have a fiance who meets all the requirements for coming to Canada on scholarship or through college or any of the other means, your spouse, when your spouse is coming, you can easily just grab your bag and follow your spouse when you both get a visa. By virtue of your spouse being eligible, it makes you also eligible because you are married or you have a relationship, right? If you can prove your relationship, that is another easy way to come. Many spouses have come here without needing that. Can I give you an example? There is a musician called Samini in Ghana. I understand one of his kids' parent or wife is in Canada. He's actually close to me. She's close to me. So you see, if Samini didn't have a visa for coming to Canada, Samini would have just applied and come just because he's got somebody in Canada living in the city of Brampton. All right? So he can just come just because he's got somebody here. So there are many musicians today who have been able to travel because they have spouses living overseas and they apply and bring them in. That is an easy way. The other way is also to come in as a skilled labor. Skilled labor, basically, they are looking for certain kinds of job, not all kinds of job. People who have done extensive education and training at like graduate level, like accountants, professionals, doctors, eye doctors, optometrists, engineers, professional certified like degree engineers or people with PhD or something, masters in engineering, who have gone ahead to even back it with work experience working with big companies. A top manager of a big firm, top manager, a top CEO, a programmer, a software developer. These are the skills that are called skilled labor. These skills are in high demand in Canada. You could easily come here through the express entry. With that, you apply from your home country, and then when you get picked and you get approved, you just pick your bag and you arrive as a permanent resident. You don't even have to go to school. That in the future, I'm going to do a whole video on that. I'm trying to get some guests who can come in and then talk to us, okay? If I miss your question, guys, I recommend, there are so many questions skipping through within a second. So when you type your question, I recommend you copy it and keep it in your phone memory or whatever, so that if I don't read it, you can just repost it, okay? Sometimes scrolling down Facebook is not really good at that. It doesn't allow my phone to do it good. So, all right, let me go back and see after Josie if I have somebody. See, this is why I'm struggling now. When I go up, then I'm struggling. After Josie, there is Victor Odusen. Thank you, sir. God bless you, Victor. Joel Adama, are you ready? Can you come to CA through Express Entry without a job offer from employers? Yes, you can. You come to Canada through Express Entry without a job offer. But the kinds of job they are looking for are not small jobs, guys. These are trained, educated professionals. The civil engineers, the architectural engineers, the software programmers, the computer scientists, the medical doctors who have trained after leaving medical school and the practice, the optometrists. In fact, there is a follower I have on the page right now who has gotten his express entry, and he's coming because he's an eye doctor from Ghana. He's coming. He's gotten it. He's coming. He's actually coming. He's an eye doctor. He came through express entry. He's coming. He's just waiting for the right time. He and his wife are coming. They just had a baby. They are all going to come. Just by virtue of him getting it, he adds the family, right? Chartered accountant, you can come as well. There is a guy who is a professor from Nigeria who came through that. He's trained. He's a PhD holder. He's trained a lot. So this option is there as well. But remember, guys, this is not about just everyday job. I'm not disrespecting your job. I'm being real with you. You can't say you have a secondary school and you are an electrician. You have a secondary certificate. You want to come through skilled labor. They won't consider you, guys. We're talking about high-end global skill sets, certified, globally competitive skill sets. So it's not about, I'm a carpenter, I want to come through express entry. It doesn't work that way. Did you go to school for it? What kind of school? Is it a higher level school or a high school? High school, higher level. Maybe you went to university to train in carpentry. After that, maybe you went on and you work a number of years and you have a lot of experience. These are the kind of skill sets we are talking about, right? All right. We're going to talk more about that in the future. Mr. Odoson, I hope I answered your question. I'm going through. Guys, repost them if I missed them. Josie, your question is coming up and up. Thank you. I don't like this thing about Facebook. All right. Abina Emmanuel, please, I want to know if the kinetics and recreation course at the Memorial University has full scholarship. I won't answer that question. I won't answer it. My reason is that when you click on that program, all the information is under it. You just have to read what it says. If it has scholarship, it's going to tell you. I don't want you guys to assume I know all the schools and I know every single course. When I give you the information, you need to take it further by doing research. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to answer that question. I want you to be the one looking on the program's website under the requirements to see whether it tells you that, okay? I want you to ask your question, but when you need to go and do research, I will always refer you to that, okay? Thank you very much, Abina, for your question. Prosper Tete, please, I want to know the name of the school the nurse you spoke with today attended. She attended Naga College. The school fees there is an average of 17,000. I also remember sharing some schools with you which are cheaper. So I don't want you guys to say because you are seeing people from that school, that's the school you must apply to. Remember I said their fees are high. But if you think you have the money and you want to come there, it's up to you. Other than that, there are cheaper schools where you can pay less for as low as 8,000 as well, okay? I hope that answers your question too. Now, Abanga Abdul Karim, please, sir, you asked me to send you a DM with more details of myself. I did that. Below is the video of my project. Yes, Abanga, thank you for contacting me. I think I clicked on your link and I saw your video, but I didn't get the chance to repeat. You've done an amazing work. You created a project which harnesses electricity using wind turbine and something else other than hydro. And it's a nice prototype. I want to see what you do with that. You should be able to, I'm hoping that you'll be able to go beyond just the design and that, is it possible you can scale it up? For example, have you tried seeing how you can practically put that prototype into action so that beyond the exhibition, how do we actually make it work? Let me know if you've attempted doing something like that. And if you have, did you have any challenges? Let me know about that, okay? I hope that answers your question, Mr. Karima Banga. All right, Salam Soga, I don't know if you covered issues about coming to Canada through marriage or spousal visa. I've actually sent you a message in your inbox. So my spouse, my wife, came through me sponsoring her. I was the one who was eligible for permanent resident. So when I was applying, because I was legally married to my wife who was in Ghana, I added her name to the application. The way the permanent resident works is that when you're applying and you have a spouse and kids back home, when you disclose them and you say you are adding them, automatically they all get it. There are different kinds of permanent resident applications. The very type or the specific type I did allowed me to add my wife. If I had any cases which I didn't have at the time, I would have added all of them and they would have all gotten their permanent residence straight from Ghana. The type of permanent residence application I did was for, or is for, people who have graduated from graduate school, like a master's or a PhD. It's called provincial nominee. So I did what is called a provincial nominee. That is a type of application that we do when we finish master's and PhD. I think college students can also do this very type of application. With provincial nominee, it gives you an opportunity to add your family members, your immediate family, sorry, I should say your nuclear family. If you can legally prove that you're married to the person, you can add the person, and then the person will get it straightforward. What it means is that that person doesn't need to apply and do their own application. You added them, automatically they will get it. All right. So that is what I did. So you can sponsor your spouse through, if you are eligible for a permanent residency, or if you got an admission to come to a college or a university, at the time that you are applying, you could also add your spouse and say they are coming with you. Remember the lady I interviewed the last time called Sarah? She was applying, but she added her newborn child and she also added her husband, and they both got a visa. But Sarah was the one who was eligible for the visa, and she added the family members and they got it. So yes, the chance is there for you to add your spouse and sponsor them. In fact, there are different types. There is another type where you can come in and say you are sponsoring your spouse by proving that you have money, you have enough money to take care of them, and you can sponsor them without even doing it. There are different kinds. Guys, in the future, I will talk about all of this, all right? But I hope this is just a teaser and it gives you some answer there, Mr. Salom. All right, Joel, I answered your question. For some reason, you guys, your question keep repeating. Facebook is not doing good with this part at all. Maswell, blessing. Please, I'm an accounting student. I completed UCC. I have a degree. This is why I have the problem. Telling me you have a degree doesn't help. You are leaving it for me to guess what your class was, what your GPA is. So it makes it very difficult for me to answer these questions. When you state you have a degree, it's always helpful if you can garnish it by giving more details about what type of degree and then what GPA and all. It helps to know what kind of advice I can give, okay? Let me read your question again. Please, I'm an accounting student. I completed UCC, which is University of Cape Coast, in the central region of Ghana. I have a degree and I've gained an admission into Humber University College. Humber College is not university, it's Humber College, which is in Ontario, to do my master's. Are you sure it's master's? I might be wrong, let me know, but I'm sure it's a diploma, okay? I'm sure it's a postgraduate diploma, which is a diploma. All right, I have applied for the visa. So what is the probability of me getting the visa? The probability is 50-50. 50-50, or it can even be more depending on it. I don't know what documents you added. I don't know what documents you submitted. But if you did pay your fees, and if you did add a very strong bank statement, a genuine one, not a fake one, and your bank statement is strong enough to prove that not only can you pay your fees, you can also pay for your cost of living in 1 year, which is estimated to be around 10,000 Canadian dollars for your living expenses. That is how the embassy estimates your living expenses, about 10,000. If you can prove that you have enough funds in your statement, or on your statement on paper, and with good source of income, well documented, that you will not be a burden on the Canadian government when you come here. You'll be independent financially whilst you are in school. Since there is no scholarship, there's a good chance you'll get it. I will say you should pray about it as well. Everything is prayer for me. Things happen in the spiritual world before they happen in the physical world. So I believe in prayer. If you're a prayer person, you want to pray. If you're a religious person, you want to also pray about it. And then be able to claim the victory of the visa before it's even approved, okay? And remember, the moment you submit your visa, there is either going to be one of these responses, either approved or not approved. You should be expecting either of them. But I would say if you're a man of faith, be more expecting of you got it. Now, what if you didn't get it? Is it the end of the world? No. Go back and reapply, review and see why they didn't give it to you, and reapply as soon as you can. There are people who've had to apply about 5 times before they got it in 1 year. Guys, do you remember I told you, my wife, she applied 3 times and was refused. When I applied for her, and I was in Canada, I had finished school. We applied for her. I helped her with the application myself. She was refused the visa 3 times. It was on the 4th attempt that we got it. And I remember when I shared this story with you guys, I said this. You need to know what kind of mindset you have. What kind of mindset do you have? Do you have a mindset of giving up just on the first sight of no? I don't. My mindset is the mindset of the lady or the widow in the book of Luke. Luke chapter 18. That widow kept going back to the judge. She wants justice. She kept going back to the judge, and the judge kept saying, no, I'm not going to give it to you. The next day she showed up. The judge said no. The next day she showed up. The judge still said no. The next day she showed up. She kept showing up and showing up and showing up. And do you know what the judge said? The judge said, woman, the way you've been coming, if I don't give you what you want, you will not give me my peace of mind. I should just give it to you. I'm just going to give it to you. You see, that is the mindset I have. I don't have a mindset of a no. I have a mindset of I'll keep coming. So if you don't get your visa, is it the end of the world? Go back until the visa officer says yes. Keep going back. It's not a stigma. It doesn't say you were a loser and you're going to die. Keep applying until the visa officer says yes. Keep applying. 100 times, keep applying until they give it to you. If you mean it enough, you don't quit. If you don't mean it enough, you don't quit. If you want it enough, you don't quit. You keep going. A knockdown is not game over. A knockdown simply means you get to rise again. All right. All right. Let me see if I can hear. Okay. Guys, I'm struggling with the questions. It's just going up and down, so it's difficult for me to track which one is next. So sorry if I'm not mentioning your question. It simply means that Facebook is not helping me. Is it profitable living in Canada? Wow. I don't know how to answer this question. Is it profitable? What do you mean by that? Is it profitable living in Canada? I will turn the question back to you by asking, whichever country you are living in now, is it profitable living there? If the answer is yes, you know it. If the answer is no, you see, coming to Canada is just a ticket to enter Canada. What you do in Canada is all up to you. Money is not on trees in Canada. You have to make the most of it. So it will be profitable to you if you make the most of it. It will not be profitable to you if you come and you sleep. That is my simple answer to you. Serious people who make the profit don't sleep when the ordinary person is sleeping. If you want to sleep, yes, there will be no profit. The slothful will always say, this place doesn't work. The hardworking people will say, this place is full of gold. It depends on who is saying it and who is asking the question. All right. If you are coming with scholarship, do you need a bank statement? I will recommend you need a bank statement. I needed a bank statement because remember, the scholarship just is for your tuition. It doesn't say that we are paying your cost of living and your clothing and giving you clothing allowance. So you need to prove that you can live here and pay your own accommodation and all of that. I was even having a job as a student, but I still provided a bank statement. I will always recommend a strong bank statement on top. I'm speaking too fast, guys. Slow down, Jimmy. Slow down. Slow down. All right. If you have a scholarship, please, I still recommend add a bank statement. It's better to add a bank statement than not to add a bank statement to realize you should have added it. I added a bank statement even when I had a scholarship. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Emmanuel. Humphrey Ashirifi, exactly what I need to hear. Thank you. Sari Kwame Etuahene, thanks for the enlightenment, sir. Is there any other question? Counselor James Coleman, does all universities require IELTS in Canada for international? Yes and no. Yes, if you're coming from a non-speaking English country. No, if you're coming from a Commonwealth country where English was your first language of tuition. If you were taught in English, you do not need that, okay? All right. Guys, I'm going to go off now. Thank you so much for being with me. When I do get a chance, I'm going to come on again. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.